Welcome. Today, we are sharing the process of demand management and its end to end workflow. Demand management is enhanced to manage the demand across TCOE resources and assign resources to projects through an optimized allocation system, all of which is achieved through the Test Workbench tool. Let's navigate through the demand management workflow using Test Workbench. So let's have a look at how we log in. First, type in the URL and hit enter. This loads the login page for Test Workbench. Use your Northwell Universal credentials and click on Sign In. Once signed in, click on the Demand Management Tracker option as seen on the screen. This brings us to the tracker's homepage. The tool consists of 4 different sections, which are integrated to form the complete end-to-end solution to manage demand effectively every day. Now let's see what the project list module is about and how it works when there is a request for a new project estimate from the project manager. The project manager sends an email to the demand manager for a new project estimate. The demand manager, in turn, responds back with a questionnaire to collect the information to prepare an estimate. Meanwhile, the demand manager adds the project into Workbench with the details of the project such as project ID, name, service line, and dates provided by the project manager. Once the project manager responds to the questionnaire, the demand manager feeds the data into the estimation model, which derives the TCO estimate for the project. The demand manager reviews the estimate with the TCOE QA manager, and this estimate is then sent to the project manager for approval. Once the project manager approves the estimate, the hours and staffing needs are updated as placeholder resources in the estimate column of the project. To do this, the demand manager again goes back into the project list module to make the update, and each of the data for which the estimate is approved gets added in. So where do these resources get added so that they can be allocated? This is what the resource list module is used for. All the existing resources are present in the resource list module so that they can be assigned to projects when there is a demand based on their availability. When there is a requirement for a new resource, which is identified during the demand management meeting, a new resource is interviewed and onboarded. The onboarded resource then gets added into the resource list module with their dates and also is assigned to the project. This brings us to the next module, resource allocation on projects. Post approval on a project and adding it into the project list, resources will have to be allocated on the project based on the approved estimate received. Placeholder resources are assigned to the project in the resource allocation on projects module. In this case, the project for which the placeholder resource is to be allocated is selected and added in for the estimated duration. The demand manager conducts 2 meetings every week with the QA managers to discuss the current and upcoming demand for TCOE and any upcoming resource requirements for the estimated projects. Based on resource availability identified using the Executive Dashboard module, resources are proposed during the demand management meeting. To do this, in Workbench, the placeholder resource is replaced with the same allocation by an actual resource name. The demand manager sends an email to the QA manager confirming the QA lead and analysts for the project. The QA manager then sends an email to the project manager, copying the QA lead to indicate that the lead has been assigned to the project based on the estimate provided. QA lead discusses with the QA manager for any questions and reaches out to the PM to get the requirements for the project to create a master test plan followed by test scenarios. If the QA lead determines that there is a change in requirements, the lead will work with the QA manager for revising the estimates based on updated information provided from the project team. QA manager meets with the demand manager and sends the updated estimate to the PM with the updated assumptions. Once the PM approves the estimate, The estimates and allocation of resources are updated in Workbench. Wait, did I say that resource availability is identified using Executive Dashboard module? Let's see how the dashboard helps the demand manager to find the available resources quickly on a day-to-day basis. After opening the dashboard, the chart on the top left shows the availability of resources for each month. Looking into September, the entire list of resources and their percentage of availability is seen. Wait, what are the other three graphs represented here? The allocated chart is the opposite of availability and indicates the percentage of resources allocated on projects by month. On the bottom, the unmet demand chart displays the current percentage requirement of resources for upcoming projects for each month. The overallocation, as the name suggests, shows the number of resources which have been allocated on projects for more than 100% each month. Let's look at some of the benefits of Workbench. Test Workbench empowers the demand management process and realizes the following benefits. Helps manage the project, resources, and pipeline through a dashboard which displays historical, current, and future data. Improves efficiency through an optimized allocation system by providing an accelerated outcome. Allows forecasting for availability of resources and requirements through an intuitive user interface.